Speedway motor worth a great deal of money, and they'll be going for it. Henrik Gustafsson there in yellow and black on the outside. What must be going through his mind? Almost exactly 12 months ago on this Wheels program, he had the prize in his grasp, and his motor gave up at the very last moment, allowing Joe Screen in, and he'll be just keeping his fingers crossed and listening to every beat of that motor around these next 6 laps. Gary Havelock, well, he was getting his act together, did not very much during the meeting proper, but then really sparkled in his semi-final. He says there's only one racing line, he'll be anxious to hit it, although he is a specialist at long-form speedway. He sort of winds himself up, he grows in stature and stamina as the race unfolds. Don't discount him. Next to him in blue we have Brian Karger, fast starter. Has he the stamina to hold on for 6 laps? And then Mark Loram, suffering from flu. He's been a bit moaning and grizzling, but he's there in the final. If Gustafsson or Karger can get far enough clear early on, they might just hold on, but don't discount Havelock even if he's behind early on, because he does like this form of racing and he will keep trying right to the last checkered flag. The final over 6 laps and up to that first corner, and it is Havelock and it is Karger and Gustafsson going high around the outside there as they lower down, and it's getting very, very tight. It's Karger in front, Gustafsson is after him. In third place it's a battle between Loram and Havelock. Karger in front, they're on lap 2. Gustafsson's in second place, in third place it's Loram, and Havelock is at the back and beginning to lose touch, and that's a surprise. Now then, Gustafsson, as they begin to settle down, must weigh up the opposition. He has got Karger in front of him. Karger is riding a good line. As we've heard, there is only one real good racing line out there, and it is the Scandinavians who are showing the pace here. Well, Denmark have just rather surprisingly won the European Cup at soccer. Is Brian Karger going to upset this quality field and hold on to win the Barum Trophy at Speedway? And they're coming into the last lap now, and it's just 342 metres, and Karger hasn't put a foot wrong yet, and Gustafsson must make his effort, and he's making it now. And he'll dive down the inside, and here he comes, and he goes right the way through on the inside, but as he's drifted over too far as they come onto the line, it's right on the line. Oh, it looked as though Karger might just have got up. We'll have to look at that one again, but it looked like Karger down the inside by about the width of a tyre. Well, let's look at it again. You can see that Gustafsson, as they come around into the second corner, has got Karger in his sights. Now he swings back down the inside here as they go into the last 2 corners. Now then, he's through there, but does Karger swing back? He knows he can't keep going. Gustafsson's drifted right offline. Karger on the inside has got his wheels back into line. It's a mad scramble to the finishing line, and who's going to get it on the line? Well, it looks as though it might just have been Gustafsson. Who could say? The referee's got to sort them out.
Well, the referee was finding it difficult to split them. What about the 2 riders?
Well, here we go. It's the last lap. Talk us through it, Henrik.
Yeah, well, I thought it was my last chance. I went underneath him and he turned around outside on me and come back on the inside. I don't know.
Brian, you seem to pick it up just on the finishing straight.
Well, yeah, all I could do was cut back on and try on the inside of him coming out. I don't know if I got it. I know it was very close.
It was very close. Now, you just watch this as you come over the finishing line. Could you separate yourselves?
Well, both of them had thought they'd won it before seeing our pictures. Now they're not so sure. They think it in fact is a dead heat, and so does the referee.
Well, after all the debate and discussion and slide rules, we've had a look at it several times here. Of course, the referee hasn't got that facility. The riders themselves can't separate themselves. We certainly couldn't on our picture. And the overall result is something unprecedented in World Speedway. We're going to have a 2-man runoff to decide who takes the prize. Only 4 laps this time. Both riders have said their machinery is really hot after those 6 tumultuous laps there. So it's going to be a 4-lap runoff between Henrik Gustafsson and Brian Karger. Gustafsson has won the toss for starting position. He's going on the outside line. a moment of Speedway history, the first time we have had a dead heat declared in a major individual championship on television, and the two riders who were inseparable at the finish are coming out again. There is Brian Karger, he'll be on blue on the inside, and Henrik Gustafsson will be in yellow and black on the outside. So Karger is quick from the starts. Gustafsson is exciting and fearless around the first corner on the outside. And I think if Gustafsson does get around the outside, then it's good night Vienna. Anyway, here we go. 4 laps. Two-man match race for the race, and into the first corner, and Karger it is who's away. Karger gets clear. Gustafsson down the inside this time and picks him off. He left a hole, and Gustafsson, master tactician, made his move. And he's in front now, and I think he's going to take a fair bit of catching, although Karger, bless his heart, won't throw the towel in. The King's Lynn crowd here naturally on the side of their man. He's in front here. Just when we were anticipating his attack around the boards, he swung back down the inside, and Karger is still there in contact. They're into the last lap, and now Gustafsson's heart will be missing a beat because he was in this position last year and the bike packed up on the last lap. He'll be listening for every beat of that motor. Now he's just got to keep going, and he'll be home and hosed, and it is Gustafsson, after a sensational final, who takes the prize in a two-man runoff for the prize. Well, it was all over after the first two corners. Let's look at the start again. You can see Karger gets away up to the first corner on one wheel virtually. It just throws him offline. He's ahead here. Gustafsson thinks about going hard around the outside, instead swings back. It's the right move. Karger's out there and just slightly overcooked it. He leaves a gap, and Gustafsson is through there quite beautifully. And after that, really, there is going to be no catching the super Swede.
Henke, many congratulations.
Yeah,
you got there in the end. How crucial was it to get to that first bend and get ahead then?
Oh, well, he was on the inside, and I thought if I miss the gate, he's going to move out to the outside. So I just got back underneath him. And if I make the gate, I go in and take his line. So, and he just got the gate from me and went on the outside, so I just went on the inside.
And does it make up for the disappointment of last year? Were you fearing it maybe, even during that last lap, that history could repeat itself?
No, it's nothing that you think about when you're racing. It's just racing and when you're out.
Brian, you're still smiling and still chatting to each other at the end, but have you ever ridden in a race as close as that?
It was close, very close for a couple of laps, but then after 2 laps I tried the inside line in the third and fourth bend, and I lost a bit of ground, so I just couldn't catch him after that. But Speedway, you win some, you lose some.
A friendly ending then to a frantic finish, with the Barum trophy going to Henrik Gustafsson after a little piece of Speedway history. Next week, it's Hot Rods from Ipswich. From all of us, good night.